Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela. And I decided to go ahead and do the a VR2 Amethyst Ascension story time that she did, and I just printed it off in black and white at work. The story time, a tarot adventure. It's a little story she did, and I've seen other people do other versions. And I didn't know if I should just do hers or what. I don't have time to make up my own story right now. So I decided to go ahead and just read you the story she did and then draw cards where accordingly, because it's the story time, a tarot adventure, right? So we do a story and we pull cards along the way. And it's just a couple little pages here. And I've been thinking on the last few days, I think she did this last week before, I don't know. I'm like, what the heck am I going to use? And I decided to use my Universal Fantasy Tarot by Los Carabero. The story takes place in a haunted house, or a mansion or something, but kind of like a haunted house. And I immediately thought of a haunted house tarot, but I'm trying to think outside the box. And this reminds me of the movie John Carter, this deck. And I just keep hearing bassoon, bassoon when I open this deck. So that's why it's very magical, mystical, and otherworldly to me. And that's why I picked this deck for this prompt, or for this thing. And it's funny because I was playing around with it earlier, just shuffling it, and pulled out 4 major cards. And I'm like, what is happening? So this is going to be quite interesting. This deck seems anxious to talk. I don't think I've actually used it yet, really, other than a week ahead. Like for the first week I got it. But I haven't really used it, dove into it and used it. So this is going to be interesting. So let's start the story. I'm going to have to use my other phone because I'm blind. So, story time, a tarot adventure by Amethyst Ascension. You get invited to a weekend event at this beautiful yet very mysterious mansion that sits outside of town in a remote but gated area. It has sat vacant and overgrown for as long as you can remember. The invitation you received is for you and one guest. Draw 1 card to see who will accompany you. So we're going to draw a card to see who will accompany me. And again, I don't know if I've said it. This is all for fun, just so you know. A storytime adventure with tarot. So let's see who I'm bringing to this mansion with me. This invite. Who am I bringing? That one tried to come out. It is the 6 of Wands. And look, they're already on the road traveling. And look at this weird looking horse. It's almost like it doesn't have fur. It's just skin you're seeing, or tendons. And they got blinders on. Very mysterious. Oh, there's a person back there in the back. So this person is riding that, or taking that person. They're very mysterious. Very mysterious. Or maybe I'm this person and this is the person that's is taking me. Interesting. Okay. You travel to the location, and upon arrival, the gate just automatically opens for you. You proceed to the front parking area where a middle-aged butler is waiting for you with staff to grab your luggage and show you to your room. As you enter the mansion, you are completely overtaken by how magnificent and elaborately decorated it is. You then become struck with a peculiar smell, and your heartbeat begins to increase as a vision fills your mind's eye. Draw 3 cards to explain your vision. Draw 3 cards to explain my vision, or what's happening, what I'm seeing. There's 1, 2. Oh my gosh. 3. So we right off the bat got the High Priestess and the Hierophant, and then the Ace of Wands. And I almost feel like since we're diving into the Greek gods and goddesses, on her Facebook group, she's actually created her own on another Facebook group. I've been chomping at the bit waiting for it. I still haven't got any books or anything. I do have an oracle deck for it, and another tarot that's one of the suits is Greek, but this almost reminds me of like a Greek god sitting on his throne watching the earthlings, watching the people down below. And then the high priestess, almost, it's like his counterpart. It is interesting because to me that would be the epitome of the counterpart of each other, is the high priestess and the hierophant. So it says, draw 3 cards to explain your vision. As you enter the mansion, you're completely overtaken by how magnificent and elaborately decorated it is. You then become struck with a peculiar smell, and your heartbeat begins to increase as a vision fills your mind's eye. It's almost like it's not even a past life. It's more of a because I am a medium in my life. I don't practice a whole lot, but I have visions of things. So this is not too far-fetched. But I'm seeing, like, when I go into a room, I can actually feel the essence of something that happened there in a place. A few times that's happened to me where I walk into somewhere I've no business being in, and I'm like, oh my God, such and such happened here, and then find out later it happened. And that's what it feels like here. It almost like I'm witnessing some kind of tournament, maybe. Maybe this is what I'm going to hear. It's like a tournament or something is what I feel like with the Greek gods and goddesses. These are the 2 on their throne watching. Maybe this is one of the animals in the competition, because to me back then there were things and beings on earth that we have our brain just would not be able to comprehend now. So I completely feel this could very well have been a time before time, like a time before now, when the Greek gods and goddesses roamed the earth, and there's some kind of tournament happening, and they're out here on their thrones watching. And this is one of the animals that's being released or used in some way. I feel like it's a very used being here. Like this animal, it's got a rope tied around its neck. It's not there by choice. Interesting. And of course, I keep thinking bassoon, which is Mars in John Carter. So this also could be taking place on some other earthly or otherworldly plane as well. And it could be something that is happening at the exact moment in another dimension or plane. And I'm seeing through to that. Interesting. So, you regain your composure and proceed to your rooms, and your guest is shown to their room that sits right across the hall from your own. You enjoy looking over your room and old pictures and beautiful draperies, and then proceed to lay down on the large, luxurious bed to see how comfortable it is. You stretch your arms out really big, taking in your surroundings, and then you hear a knock on the door. You answer the door, and your friend is standing outside with a bottle of wine and a big smile. You both decide to indulge in some wine, and you proceed to tell them about your vision. Shortly after, there is another knock on the door, and a staff member ushers you and your guest into the main area, where you are also greeted by many other guests who seem oddly familiar, but you just cannot recall who they are. A couple of staff members appear and begin taking all guests on a tour of the house and lands and relaying the entire history of this enormous estate. Draw 3 cards or more to tell the history of this place. So now we've talked about my vision, and you see me coming. Now we're going to look at history of this mansion, this place. What is the history of it? And it's weird because I keep hearing portal also. And again, not to belabor the movie John Carter, but, you know, to get to Bassoon, they used portals or amulets to open a portal. And then we have Judgment. Wow, look at all these humans down here. Look, that's interesting. This is a beautiful deck. I just marvel at how beautiful it is. But it's almost like they're growing us. Interesting. Just got weird chills. There's another one. It is the Eight of Cups. And look, we've got this is a land of giants, clearly. He's a ginormous man, and there's a person on the bird. And it's funny because this is one of the cards I thought of when I thought of doing this tag. So, or VR. That's interesting. Before I realized this was the deck I was going to use. That's interesting. Quite interesting. Let's find another one here. We got the Queen of Pentacles. So it says draw 3 cards or more to tell the history of this place. Again, I feel like here we're being harvested. Very nerve-wracking. We're being harvested, and maybe the Queen of Pentacles is the... And see, here we've got... Let's go back. The High Priestess is in, like, some building. I feel like he's almost like he's outside, but he's surrounded by on one side by a wall. Almost like a building. But if you can tell here, there's, like, mountains here. But here it looks like she's almost in another location. And then he could be a product of one of the Greek gods, maybe Hercules himself. Like, interesting. But I feel like I think we got all these cups down here. I feel like they're growing us. Like, I can't explain it, even with these 2 cards. It's almost like she's overseeing the project and he's maybe in charge of watching them or harvesting them or something like that. That's interesting. This is turning very dark. Even though this deck is beautiful. Let's pull one more card to see what it says about this place. Oh my god, we got the World. The World. Like, come on, for real? And it's almost like she's coming out of this tornado whirlwind thing. Coming down to the village here. I totally get that they're perfecting humanity in a way. Quite interesting. That's quite interesting. So, let's continue with the story. And it almost feels like this place, this mansion, could be the portal to this other place, or it could very well be where everything happened. Like the origin of humanity. Interesting. Immediately after the tour, dinner is ready and waiting for all guests. They are shown to the massive formal dining area that is in the center of the mansion with no outside windows. The dining table is so long and opulent, filled with lots of decadent dishes and cutlery. All of the guests had assigned seats so that they would converse with people they had just met. The setting is dark and intimate, filled with tons of lit candelabras and wall sconces to illuminate the room in dancing shadows and a warm glow. The host is announced and appears from out of the dark shadows by the room's entrance and sits at the head of the table, accompanied by his stunning wife at the other end of the table. There is something about these people that also seem eerily familiar, but also so very unsettling. Who is the host and why has he invited me? I ask myself. So then that's the end of the story. And then we've got 6 questions here. So we're going to go through them. Just keep in mind because I don't have, oh shoot. My thing went off. My music. I don't have a space to hold all them cards in here just at once. So the first question is, Who is the host? Who is the host? Oh, I'm just trying to fall. We got the Empress. Oh, wow. Look at that headdress. I mean, come on. She got this tiny little head, and then it almost looks like there's something peeking out here. And then she's got this, I don't know if that's her. It almost feels like when they talk about the Egyptians, like how they had elongated heads. Some of them they think were maybe alien. If you watch Ancient Aliens like I have, it's crazy. But that's what I feel like here. Like, this is mom. This is the beginning of it all. And we're seeing her as mom, as mother, but she's really this alien species that has come down to correct. I keep hearing correct humanity. Because somebody did something, messed with our DNA, and we weren't what we were supposed to be. And that's what I feel here. So now that's the host. And why does he seem familiar? 7 of Wands. Almost like they're bickering here, fighting. 7 of Wands. Interesting. Almost like there's a fight and they're trying to tame him. So the second question was, why does he seem familiar? Well, it being the female, I would say it's, does it show the wife on here? No. I feel like it's the parent. They're familiar because we stem from them, from this particular person, which is interesting. And then we got the, that question of why does it seem familiar? Almost like I'm seeing with my vision this thing that happened long ago that turned us into what we are now. Interesting. So number 3, why do these other guests seem familiar? Why do the other guests seem familiar? Queen of Wands. Because I want to say they're part of us. We're all one. We're all connected. We're all connected to this higher energy being. Why has he invited me here? Why has he invited me here? Got the wheel. Let's go with, what has the inner vision revealed to me? What has the inner vision revealed to me? What has the inner vision revealed to me? The Emperor. Wow. And what is my next step? What is my next step? What is my next step? 3 of Pentacles. I feel like it's continuing that legacy here with the, look, he's got little men in the cage. Again, that with the giants. Interesting. And the wheel, I feel like it's what was that question? Why was I invited here to correct another, maybe something else happening? And we have Temperance on the bottom, and I just keep hearing balance. That's my favorite card on the deck. Beautiful. And the Emperor feels like it's says, what has the inner vision revealed to you? This is the masculine to the feminine Empress here, the father and the mother. These two energies need to be combined and balanced out. And something else here needs to be set correct. And I'm the one to do it this time. Because I'm here to remember. That's what I'm here for, is to correct whatever has happened inside the story. That's quite interesting. So that is my story. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to comment on anything I've said or add to it, that would be awesome. This was actually pretty fun. So thank you, Amethyst Ascension or Rochelle, for this tag, and I will post it to your Facebook group. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night. Bye.